Hey YouTube, what's up? It's me, Guy, celebrating his first Digiversary? Is that a word? Did we just make a word up? Yeah, it's been about 365 days since I started playing the Digimon TCG. Shoutouts to my buddy Chris, Different Fight, who got me into the game back when I had my little crappy starter deck and I was playing with him online. And he was just kind of showing me the rules. Thanks to the community. Thanks to you guys for keeping me here and yeah, just being so welcoming. It's been a really fun ride. Hopefully the next couple years are as good as the first one was. Today's video is unfortunately not a feel-good birthday video though. So we actually have something to talk about, and that is this right here. Look at that. So in Japan, the new starter decks have just come out. And I've gotten a lot of questions about, you know, what comes in the starter deck. Does it have special promo boosters like the memory boosters from before? You know, what's in here? What do the cards look like? What should I be expecting when this comes out on the EN side? I figured we'd just do a quick go through of the actual box today. Take a look at the cards inside, some of the effects, some of the nice plus ones that come in the box as well, so you guys get a better idea of what you should be looking forward to. Alright, let's get into it. Gonna open up the box really fast. Is this a box opening video? I guess it is. Feels weird, my first unboxing. Alright, so first up, you'll notice that there's no extra special promo cards included. Oh no! Rest in peace, memory boosters. A couple things that are included though, and I think this is really neat. The playmat, which, man, they're really starting to get creative with the artwork for the playmats. Isn't this sick? This artwork right here? Man, you got Imperial Dramon Dragon mode right there. Looking fresh to death. And then on the other side, yep, dual value here, folks. Well, you've got the Pile Dramon and Dinobimon. Yeah, man, artwork is so sick. It's unfortunate, I've already got my own playmat, but yeah, if you're just getting into the game and this is your first starter deck, you're in for a treat. They've got some pretty good looking playmats for you to start with. Also got the rules on the side there in case you don't know what you're doing. But I'm assuming most of you guys do. So anyway, let's hop into the actual cards that are included here. So first up, let's take a look at the cards. I'm going to start from the bottom here just because the top is all the actual deck and the bottom is like the plus ones, so to speak. So let's pop open this right here. And from the bottom, you've got, as always, they've got these little cards that kind of explain the rules of the game. These are in Japanese, so unless you guys are reading moon runes, they're not really useful for you. But Japanese folks just getting to the game will find these very, very useful. Moving right along, we've got the special memory gauges that come along with every starter deck. These ones are really nice too. You've got the blue, green Pile Dramon, Dinobimon. What a lot of Japanese card shops will do is they'll actually sell the memory counters for like 100 yen, which is the equivalent of like $1, a couple 80 cents, something like that. So even if you didn't get the starter decks, you can, in Japan, you can go to any card shop and basically grab these for, $1. Pretty good value. So now let's take a look at the actual cards in the starter deck. Gonna keep this super light and simple. Guys, first up, we got Minomon, the Digitama for the deck, and on your turn, if you have a blue Digimon, he gains 1000 DP. Next up, we've got Veemon. This guy's cool. He's a searcher. Search the top 3, grab a free type, and then put the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order. Nice bit about him is that he can Digivolve from a blue or a green for 0. You're gonna see that as a recurring theme in this deck here. Moving along, we've got the vanilla Betamon. Again, blue or green for 0 cost. No effects though. Decent stat line. Moving along, we got 4 copies of X Veemon. So this guy, if you have a green Digimon on the board, you can play him for 1 less play cost, putting him at 3 play cost if you do. And then on attack, for inheritance, if you have a green Digimon on the board, he gains 1000 DP. Now, arguably the best card in the starter deck, and that is going to be the level 5 Pile Dramon. This guy can Joggers Digivolve from a level 4 blue and a level 4 green for 0 cost. And then his evolve effect is if you Joggers Digivolve, take a 6000 or less Digimon on your opponent's side of the board and drop it to the bottom of the deck. And then once per turn, on attack, he can just unrest, which is kind of nice. He just comes active again, no frills. Again, 2 copies of this guy in the deck. Now, Pile Dramon might be the best card in the starter deck, but the best looking card definitely goes to this guy here, Imperial Dramon Dragon mode. Also, not a bad effect either. So when you Digivolve into this guy, you can take a level 4 or lower green and blue Digimon and put them down for free cost from this card's sources. Again, 2 copies of this guy, but man, I wish I could get 2 more. The artwork is so sick. Moving right along, we've got level 3 Kokabuterimon. So on your opponent's turn, if you have a blue Digimon, this guy gains blocker. So the blockers in this deck are actually the little boys rather than level 4s. Moving along, we've got Wormmon. So this guy, inheritance effect, pretty interesting. At the end of your turn, if you have this card and another card that meets Jogger's requirements and a Jogger's Digimon in hand, you can Jogger's Digivolve them for free at the end of the turn. So interesting, where you're not going to give your opponent any memory because Jogger's Digivolve right now is 0 cost in pretty much every situation, and you get one more effect before your opponent gets to make a move. Really interesting effect here. The purple-yellow starter deck also includes something like this, but I'm surprised this card isn't rare, considering the card in the purple deck is probably the best card in that deck. All right, next up, I've got 4 copies of Stingmon. As an aside, guys, man, do you guys pay attention to the artists? This guy, Sasai, who does artwork like this, I think he did a lot of the artwork for the red starter deck as well. His artwork is always so clean. Look at that thing right there, man. That is so sick. Anyway, Stingmon, similar to the XVmon, if you have a blue Digimon on the board, you can play this card for 1 less play cost, which makes it a 3 cost if you have a blue Digimon on the board. And then, of course, on attack, if you have a blue Digimon on the board for inheritance, draw 1 card. Next up, you got the first security effect Digimon in the deck, and that is going to be Snymon. If this guy is checked in security, after security battle, he is dropped onto the board, and then his own play effect is you rest one of your opponent's Digimon. So neat little defensive tech for the starter deck here. Moving right along, the blue-green deck is special in that it has 2 Jogger's Digivolves, and that the second one is in the form of Dinobimon. This guy, again, Jogger's Digivolve from blue and green, 0 cost, level 4 Digimon. And his evolve effect is rest one of your opponent's Digimon if you Digivolve this Digimon. And then if that Digivolve was a Jogger's Digivolution, you can take that rested Digimon and it cannot unrest until the end of your opponent's next turn. And then on inheritance, during your turn, for every color this Digimon is, it gains 1000 DP. So if it's a dual color card, it would gain 2000 basically. Second vanilla in the deck is going to be the super cheap but decent stat line Julbimon, who again, level 5, 6 play cost, 2 Digivolve cost, and then 7000 DP stat line. Not bad, especially for a starter deck. And then one of the other rares in the deck, we got 4 copies of the Grand Kuwagamon, who has security attack +1, and then on Digivolve, during this turn, this Digimon gains 4000. So on the turn you play this guy, he becomes a 15,000 who swings for 2 security. All right, so moving along, let's take a look at some of the options for the deck. The first one is going to be 2 copies of the rare option here, Megadeth. So again, 5 cost, main effect. You can rest one of your opponent's Digimon on the board, and then after that, you can send one of your opponent's rested Digimon back to their hands. So, Hell's Masquerade, 1 cost, green option. One of your Digimon gains 2000 DP for the turn, and then after that, if you have a blue Digimon on the board, it also gains piercing until the end of the turn. And then the security effect is just put this card in your hand. And finally, rounding out the options in the deck, we've got 4 copies of BT1 Alt Art Flower Cannon. You guys probably know what this one does. Rest one of your opponent's Digimon. Security effect, rest all your opponent's Digimon who don't have blocker. So again, 4 copies of this one, and actually looks pretty good too. Green Tamers rejoice. And so there you have it. So that is going to be the blue-green Ultimate Ancient Dragon starter deck. Yeah, it's not going to be winning any tournaments, that's for sure. It's not as powerful or as potent as some of the previous starter decks. For example, the second red that got released, which is pretty crazy. However, I will say that it is a great intro and a nice little set of training wheels to get you into the BT8 set, which delves further into Jogger's Digivolution as well as dual color cards and tamers. So yeah, maybe there's a couple cards you can take from here to actually make for other decks. I'm going to be giving it a shot in the next couple of days. Look out for videos with some of the new cards. But yeah, let me know what cards you guys are interested in these starter decks, what you guys are thinking of building, and what you're excited about for BT8 with the dual color cards coming out. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye. It's a great intro to the BT8 set, which delves... Wow.